Hello everyone, Brian here, and welcome back to the Long Dark. Now, things are going to be a little bit different today because I don't have, I don't really have a set plan for today. We're about 40 days into our one-year survival challenge, which is pretty cool. The next episode that I record, not this one, but next time, is definitely going to be moving from Mystery Lake to Coastal Highway, but I wanted to get another episode in here and just kind of, go through what I would normally go through in a day, I suppose. A day, maybe two. It just really depends on how things go. But typically, my days are fairly simple. I wake up, I make sure that I eat something for the day. I go out to do something. I don't really need anything at the moment, so it's not like I have to go out and hunt, or I have to go out and collect firewood. I'm just basically going to do whatever. Might do a little bit of scouting up the way towards the Coastal Highway, just because, like I said last time, the thing about me when it comes from moving...
That didn't work.
No, of course it didn't. You're just not trying hard enough. Try that again. The thing about me when it comes to moving from one map to the other is that I really don't like leaving anything behind.
Come on, little fire.
I mean, I'll leave behind anything that I can easily replace along the way. Firewood, water, things like that. I'm not going to carry a whole ton of that stuff with me. But
that didn't work.
I'm not going to leave behind any of my tools. I'll tell you that much. Not leaving behind any of my tools. I'm not leaving behind, any of my crafting materials, cloth, leather, any skins that I've accumulated. And I have accumulated a fair number of skins. Mostly rabbits and deer. Oh, the one thing that I do want to do is that we're going to finish crafting our wolfskin coat. I did, as people will remember from the last episode, I managed to kill a couple of wolves and harvested their pelts. And then between episodes, I went out and I got some more of them, so we had enough to craft the wolfskin coat. And I've already started the process, so you guys don't have to sit through the whole crafting process of the wolfskin coat. And add the fuel. First of all, I am going to cook, because food is good. Having food is good. My person is getting hungry. And that's something that we've talked about before. Some people 100% play this game using the hibernation technique, eating as little as they possibly can and using their condition as an extra, buffer against dying of starvation. And that's a perfectly legitimate way to play. It's just not how I like to play. And because I don't like to waste my fire, we'll make some water. That is something that's definitely important. If you're using a fire, use your whole fire. You expend resources, matches, firewood, tinder, in order to... Well, I'm not using tinder anymore because my fire starting skill is pretty high. But you expend resources by starting a fire. Tinder, firewood, matches, and those things, some of them, like matches, are not replaceable. You'll only ever find so many matches in the world. So, it's important to...
I will die if I don't get food soon.
Oh, be quiet. You're not gonna die just because you don't get food. I mean, I'm gonna feed you. Don't worry about that. There's some food for you now. I'm not going to eat all 3 of these right away, but Drink some water, too. That way maybe she doesn't complain about her water, too. Alright, there we go. And we'll finish crafting our coat. See, I left it with only a very little bit of time left. And then we'll have a wolfskin coat. But, no, it's definitely just not, it's just definitely not the tactic that I like to use when I'm playing the game. It's a perfectly legitimate tactic. I'm actually gonna take this and I'm gonna put my wolfskin coat in the outer layer. Because it has better, yeah, it does. So, something that, you know, maybe isn't as easy to tell, you have both a warmth bonus and a wind chill protection. So your warmth bonus is just an overall bonus to how warm it feels wherever you happen to be, whether you're inside or outside, doesn't matter. Your warmth bonus just increases what the temperature feels like. Your windproof bonus doesn't do that. Your windproof bonus simply counteracts the wind chill. Now, of course, I'm not out in the wind right now, so the wind chill isn't affecting me, but you only get windproof bonus from whatever's in the outer layer, not what's on the inner layer. So that's important to keep in mind. But so yeah, now we've got a spiffy wolfskin coat, and it's time to head out for the day. Not sure what we're going to be doing. I should probably pick up some spare ammo. Always good to have some spares. Don't want to be out there, have the opportunity to hunt, and then not be able to hunt because I don't have any bullets. So we'll just take some extra bullets along with us, and that'll be good. I haven't particularly been using a lot of bullets, which is nice. Most of my kills have been one shot, so I haven't had to, you know, do a whole lot of chasing animals down and losing them. Just that one time, really, that you guys all saw in the last episode, I lost a deer, which is too bad, really. But my rifle skill is also leveling up. All of my skills are really getting to be quite good. Pop in there in a second. Haven't really talked much about the skill system, have I? It's definitely interesting because it's not... I mean, it's not necessarily what you'd expect from a skill system. It's not an RPG-style skill system or anything like that. It is simply, you know, how good your character is at performing certain tasks, and then you get bonuses when performing those tasks in the future. So we've got carcass harvesting, cooking, fire starting, ice fishing, rifle firearm, archery, and mending. So for instance, just as an example, my rifle firearm skill is now level 3, and that means I have an increased accuracy range by 20%, an extra critical hit chance by 15%, and an extra 3 base condition per repair action. So we talked a little bit about last time about how the rifle has an effective accuracy range, and how if you're outside that accuracy range, the bullet is never going to hit its target. So that's important to keep in mind. My range, being that my rifle skill is now at level 3, is higher than it once was. So that's good to know. Alrighty, not sure where we're headed, but we're headed somewhere. Well, we didn't really get very far before the opportunity came along because, you know, when it comes to this game, I don't often go out with the intention of hunting, although sometimes I have to because, you know, I'm running out of food or whatever, and it's like, okay, I gotta go take a deer, or I've gotta go pick up some rabbits from my traps, or whatever the case may be. I don't typically go out with the intention of hunting. I go out to do something else, and then I seize the opportunity to hunt when it presents itself, as it just has, because I was, you know, coming up towards this river access, and for some reason the game is just really, really laggy. I know it's not really lag. Anyone who's a bit nitpicky like I am, it's not lag because I'm not playing online. But the word lag has really expanded to include this. What it really means is that it's being really choppy, and I can't tell why. I haven't changed any recording settings. It's probably this storm, actually, is just being a total processor hog. So we're going to take this deer and we're going to go back to Mystery Lake, or not Mystery Lake, we're in Mystery Lake. We're going to take this deer and we're going to get down into, we're going to go back to the cabin. Because this is just ridiculous. It shouldn't be like this. I don't like, yeah, I have problems. I'm recording this on a really old laptop, and it would be nice if I had a better laptop, but I don't, and I still want to record the game. So that's not going to change. I really do apologize for this, being as, you know, for lack of a better word, for being as laggy as it is, but there isn't anything that I can do about it short of never leaving an interior location, because this kind of choppiness, it only seems to happen when I'm outside, and only when there's something that's draining processing power. So if I light a fire, if I'm out in high wind or snow, things like that definitely cause serious frame rate issues, which I just can't avoid, except by never leaving interior locations, which just does not make for fun gameplay videos. Long story short, I do apologize for the frame rate issues. I'm doing the very best I can to eliminate as many of them as I can. I just hope the videos are still watchable. And I hope it doesn't prevent me from hunting this deer. Well, I don't even know if I hit it. I can't even tell if I hit it. We'll see, I might have to chase it down. So, as it turns out, that first time we didn't actually manage to hit the deer, for whatever reason, maybe to do with the, you know, the lag or whatever, but, as soon as I stopped recording, everything sped back up, so it's obviously a problem, a combination of things with being in an exterior location and this storm or whatever it is going on, and recording all at the same time, just giving me, you know, serious frame rate issues while trying to record. That being said, even though I didn't hit the deer last time, it didn't run very far. And then as soon as it stopped running, it started walking again, and it just started walking straight back towards me. So I took the shot, and we have another deer. You know, I really do, you know, as far as this game goes, I try not to take too many animals, just for, you know, there's a personal thing for that, which is just that I don't like hunting personally. I enjoy hunting in games, as I've talked about before, but, you know, I don't particularly like hunting, and I especially don't like hunting more than I need, which, I mean, I guess really only makes sense. If you're going to be hunting, hunt only for what you need, use the entire animal, you know, just standard common sense stuff. Hunting for sport just, I don't know. The idea doesn't sit well with me, the idea of hunting for sport. But I don't typically like to hunt, like overhunt in the game, simply because, you know, the stuff that I get, the meat is eventually going to go bad, and if I can't eat it all in time, it's just a waste of food. So I really can't be out in this snow, wind, whatever it is. So we're just gonna go back to the cabin. This is ridiculous. And we're back at the cabin. We're gonna leave our meat outside because it will decay more slowly that way. I'm sure we've discussed that before, but you know, everything from food to clothing, everything has a decay rate in the game. Meat and fish have some of the highest decay rates of any items, or any items in the game. And the best way to keep them fresh is to leave them outside, because they decay about 10 times more slowly when you leave them in the cold outside. Should there be a system in place where you have to secure the food by like hanging it from a tree or something like that to keep it away from animals? Maybe, but you know, it's fairly realistic that leaving it out in the cold would keep it fresher longer than bringing it into the relatively warm interior of the cabin. So that makes sense, at least. But yeah, it decays about 10 times more slowly if you leave it outside, and also you can totally maximize the amount of condition you get out of it. I'm absolutely sure that I've discussed this before, but for anyone who's just joining us, you can maximize the condition of your, like the longevity of your meat by leaving it raw until it hits 50% condition, because cooking it immediately adds 50% back to the condition. So by letting it decay to 50% and then cooking it, it brings it right back up to 100%, and then it can decay all the way back down to like 20% before you even risk food poisoning. Which is cool. And that's how you get more than 100% out of your meat. Okay, so now we're inside, and, you know, it's kind of a storm outside, and I can't go back outside while I'm recording, obviously. So, we need something to do, and, you know, it's funny because, like, I've read a couple of things on the forums, either the Hinterland community forums or the Steam community forums on this game, you know, just asking people, hey, what do you do? Oh, I should go put those out to cure. It's like, hey, what do you do when you have nothing else to do? And the answers are just like totally varied. But for me, what I try to do is I look for anything that I can do. Do I have any crafting that needs to be done? Do I have any clothes that need to be repaired? Do my knife or hatchet need to be sharpened? Things like that. And then I use my time doing those things. So I do not have any crafting that I need to do right now, so that's out of the question. Let's check my tools. So both my hatchet, ooh, my knife could probably use it. The thing about that is that I have 4 other knives. And if I waste my whetstone repairing this knife, well, I have 4 whetstones as well. I find, like, I've raided this entire map twice over. I know I have everything that I could possibly get off this map. But if I waste a whetstone to sharpen this knife, you know, eventually this knife is still going to break, and I'm still going to have those 4 other knives. It's really weird, though, because eventually I'm going to have to sharpen one knife for another. Probably what I'll do is I'll just let this one break, and that'll be fine. I don't need to... I also have more hatchets. I have 2 more hatchets, so I'm not going to sharpen my hatchet. You know, probably what I'll do is I'll see if any of my clothes need repairing. So, oh yeah, I get so turned around sometimes. It's like I go to do something, but then I forget what it is. I wanted to come over here and drop off this deer hide so that it'll cure properly. Yeah. Yeah. Not that I have any shortage of already cured pelts, because I have plenty of cured pelts. And because my moccasins are still good, or, sorry, not moccasins, mucklucks. Because my mucklucks are still good, and they are technically better than the deerskin boots, even if it's only just a little bit, I'll keep using my mucklucks, and I won't make the deerskin boots yet. But what I will do is I'll grab some of my cloth and a couple of these cured leathers, and we'll see if any of my clothes need repairing. Repairing clothes is another one of those tricky questions. At least for me. I don't know if anyone else who plays this game has this problem, but it's like, so take this decent thick wool sweater, for instance, right? It's currently at 86%, 86% condition. So I can repair that 14% condition by using one cloth with an 85% chance of success, and it'll take me 53 minutes. Great. But I could probably repair up to 30% with that same single piece of cloth. So, is it really worth using up a single piece of cloth for less than half of the total repair amount I could get? And I don't like doing that. Yes, the clothes are better when they're closer, the closer they are to 100%. Like, this will probably be, if it were at 100%, this would probably be 0.5 degrees Celsius and 1 degrees Celsius instead of 0.4 and 0.8. So that's, you know, it's a bit of a difference. Is it enough of a difference to warrant wasting cloth? I don't think so, because cloth is another non-renewable resource. There's a lot of it in the world, but it is not renewable. So I actually don't think I will repair any of my clothes, because I don't have any clothes to repair. You know what we do need in this game, though? Is a craftable head slot. Like, we've got craftable boots. The deerskin boots are craftable. We've got craftable pants. The deerskin pants are craftable. We've got craftable gloves, rabbit skin mittens, which I made between episodes. And of course the wolfskin coat for our coat slot. There is also a bearskin coat for the coat slot, which provides a lot of warmth protection, is also very heavy and restricts your movement a lot, but it's a good coat. It's a good coat too. Definitely more difficult to come by because you have to kill not 1 but 2 bears in order to get 2 pelts. Maybe we'll go out and do that sometime. But, yeah, so pretty well every slot for clothing, you can craft something to put on. Like, I could craft a second pair of deerskin pants and wear 2 pairs of deerskin pants, if I so chose. If I wanted to go out and kill 4 more wolves, I could wear 2 wolfskin coats. It would be heavy, and my movement would be seriously reduced, but I could do it, is the point. But there's nothing for the head slot, like a rabbit skin hat or something like that. Maybe add raccoons, and then I could have a coonskin cap. Yeah, just like Davy Crockett. But no, it's definitely a good crafting system. I really wish that you know, maybe there were a few more recipes. You know, like I said, a nice hat would be nice, but yeah, you can see here, right? The bearskin coat, I need 2 black bear hides, which not easy to get. Bears are not easy to kill. And then you can also craft a bearskin bedroll, but you need another. So in order to craft everything we want to craft, we're going to need to kill not 1 or 2 or 3, but 4 bears. That's going to have to be like a whole series in and of itself. First we got to find bears. I don't know that I've actually seen a bear on this playthrough. I think they're less common on Voyageur mode than they are on Stalker. But yeah, I mean, there's not a lot else to do. Like, I can't go back out there because of that storm. I guess we could wait out the storm. Yeah, I guess we'll wait out the storm. Fine. So yeah, I tried waiting out the storm. I really did, but yeah, see? Hear it? You can still hear it going on. I tried poking my head outside, and it is just white. White wall in front of you. Nothing's happening. You can't see a thing. So I'm not going out in that. And because essentially what I did was I tried to wait the storm out for a few hours. Didn't work. So I went to sleep and tried to wait it out by sleeping through the night. Also didn't work. Then I waited a couple of more hours after waking up. Still nothing. So this seems like it's shaping up to be one of those multi-day storms that you get from time to time in the long dark. And let me tell you, having lived through some of them here in Canada, I can tell you that they really are not fun. So that's going to take some time. We're going to live through that. What I did want to talk about just for a minute was what we plan to do next time, because next time we are moving from Mystery Lake to the Coastal Highway, probably going to live at the Quonset gas station, which is absolutely my favorite base in the entire game. Lots of people will probably argue with me over that, because not everyone likes the same kinds of things, but the Quonset gas station is my favorite, so that's where we're going to stay. And in order to move such a long distance from here in Mystery Lake to the Quonset gas station in Coastal Highway is actually a fairly involved process, because in order to move everything, and hey, maybe people can use next week's video as a tutorial if they want to, on how to move long distances in the long dark. I'd be cool with that. But essentially what I have to do is I have to set up waypoints along the way. I'm never going to get all of my stuff, even doing multiple trips, going from the camp office all the way to the Quonset gas station in a straight shot. It's just not going to happen. You can cover that distance in a single day, but carrying lots of supplies and having to make multiple trips because I have so much stuff that I need to transport in total is going to make it very difficult. So that's the kind of thing that I do, is I set up a waypoint. I typically look for like a cave along the way, preferably something with a container, a metal box, or a dead body that I can store things in. But even just throwing stuff on the ground is fine, as long as there's a place that I can reliably find somewhere about halfway between where I'm moving from and where I'm moving to. And then I just, I make trips from where I am to the cave, and then take all of my stuff to the cave, and then take all the stuff from the cave to the new location. So that's the kind of thing we'll be looking at in the next episode. For now, I really want to thank everyone for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and maybe check out some of the other videos I've released. Lately, I've been playing a lot of games on itch.io and GameJolt, games by small indie developers that show a lot of potential and could really use everyone's support. And as always, we'll see you again next time.